On this episode of Ready, Set, Grow, I'm headed just a few blocks down the street from our Boston office to chat with Andy from Rocketbook. With over 1 million app users, I want to hear how they're continuing to build relationships and how they're using those connections to launch new products.
So we create products that help get these awesome brainstorms and these ideas that you have in your head onto a notebook, onto a whiteboard, and then with our app, it brings them into the digital sphere so that you can collaborate with others and use it as you please.
And so the company has progressed a lot in the time that you've been around. What product did you start with originally and kind of where are you today?
Yeah, so we started with the Rocketbook Wave, which is a notebook that can be placed in the microwave and erased with a little bit of water in there, and that's what was on Shark Tank. But our flagship product is the Everlast, which has pages that can be erased with a little bit of water and can be used endlessly, as many times as you need. But our latest product that we've been creating is called Beacons. So Rocketbook Beacons, they're little orange triangles, and they go on the corners of your existing whiteboard. So similar to our notebooks, you can use your app with Beacons, and it scans your whiteboard and sends it to the cloud, whichever destination you'd like. We also have something called Snapcast mode, where you can set up your phone to look at the whiteboard during a meeting, and you can share a link, and every 5 seconds it will take another scan of the whiteboard so people can follow along and see what you're doing.
And so in the time that you've been at Rocketbook, how has your marketing strategy evolved?
One way that it's evolved is we've really been trying to get to know who our customers are. So we have over 1 million app users, people who are using our product, who love our product. So our marketing strategy more recently has been figuring out what these users want to learn beyond just more things about our product. So what they're telling us is that they want productivity tips. They want to learn how to make the most out of their day to accomplish their goals, whether that's professionally or personally and whatnot. So our marketing strategy right now is figuring out how we can engage with people to give them more to conquer their day-to-day. So it's somewhat of a retention strategy, although we're not directly trying to sell them more products. We really just want to have them talk about Rocketbook even more, talk about it on social, and really just give them more tools to be successful in all that they do.
So you're really trying to capitalize on that word of mouth, influencer, referral marketing strategy.
Yes, most definitely.
And so folks who are buying Rocketbook, are they one particular type of customer or do you have a bunch of different types?
So it's a great question. So we created a notebook. Anyone can use a notebook. But we have 4 particular kind of occupation personas that we look at. So as soon as someone downloads the Rocketbook app, they either select that they are a student, an educator, a corporate professional, however you choose to define that, or a creative person / a writer. And then of course there's other. But most people will select one of them. And we use those personas to send targeted messaging, emails.
So what type of messages are you sending? If somebody already has the app, they already own a Rocketbook, is it information about how to get more use out of the product, or what are you looking to do when you're nurturing those relationships?
Yeah, so one example of how we utilize those relationships and knowing that little tiny tidbit about that person is we do send an onboarding flow for people who sign up for the app. And we use dynamic blocks from Klaviyo for occupations to show them certain type of content. So for a corporate professional, we talk about how you can get the most out of Rocketbook with Slack, because that's one of our integrations.
So are there any opportunities for you to cross-sell or upsell, or it's really about making sure people really understand how to get the most out of their product that they have?
So there definitely is opportunity to kind of upsell and cross-sell. And I think one area where that comes into play is we love being on Kickstarter and Indiegogo and launching new products there because we have such a huge fan base, and that's how we got our start. So we have a new product that's called Beacons that we did a Kickstarter for back in December and January. And we break down our email sends like during those 2 months of it. And our educator group, we took all of our educators who had never backed us before for any product, and we sent them to that Kickstarter page, and their open rate was higher than any other email subscribers.
Interesting.
So people who had probably maybe had never really known about Kickstarter, definitely hadn't heard of us there. And we were able to tell them about a companion product, another product that we create.
So you're using Kickstarter to really fund new products and get interest and backing on that. Is that something you do for every single product, or is that only for certain ones, or kind of why that strategy?
Yeah. So when we have a major new product that is very different from what we've typically had, so beacons, which goes onto a whiteboard and you can use Rocketbook app with, something that's very new and innovative like that, we will have a Kickstarter campaign, and we very, very heavily utilize our email lists for that. The way it works with Kickstarter is we call it this wave that you have to drive traffic to your Kickstarter page in order for you to stay up in rankings and popularity. So we very strategically email people on certain days when we know sends are better, which are on Thursdays and Fridays for us, to keep up in that ranking.
Thank you so much for having us in.
Of course.
It was great to learn about your marketing strategy, and I'm excited to watch Beacons take off.
Definitely.
Cool.
Awesome.